Right, so you now need to get Jaxx. In order to get started, you can go to their website, jaxx.io. If you're not familiar with .io, this is acceptable. It is not some Mickey Mouse thing. It is a British domain hosting company, and .io. It is open to the public to register your domains. It is acceptable. It's not a hoax. Right, so you go to jaxx.io. You will then say get Jaxx. While we're here, I just will show you that says there view source code. Very nice feature. It allows you to see the previous coding that Jaxx is using in terms of their software. They don't let you see the current version, but you can look at earlier versions to see what's going on in the back end. So if you are a coder, you can actually have a look. I don't know if this is actually good or bad, but I see there's an attempt to be transparent. All right, I will go through this very quickly, and I'm going to even speak even faster. And you can see that Jaxx allows multiple platforms here. It's not just Bitcoin, it is Dash, Ethereum, and so forth. So there are multiple cryptocurrencies that you can use. So Jaxx is not locked to just Bitcoin. You can then also do this feature here, which is called Shapeshift, which is a very nice feature because it allows you to convert Bitcoin to, say, Litecoin, Litecoin to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to Dash, and so forth. So I will demonstrate that in the video, but right now I'm going to go and get Jaxx. So when you get Jaxx, it's going to ask you, are you on Android, iOS, and so forth, Chrome extension, Windows. So I will download the Windows version, and gives you an option for the x64, x86, meaning 32-bit or 64-bit. I'm going to download the 64-bit. I have already downloaded. I'm just going to download again. It will take some time to download. It's about 50 odd megs, but once you unzip it, it comes to about 138 megs. So just in terms of your data, if you are doing this on 3G or 4G. While that's downloading, I'll just tell you that you can add a plugin to Chrome. Now I'm using Chrome. If you look here on the bottom, you'll see that this is Chrome web browser. You can get Jaxx from Chrome. You say add to Chrome, and it says yes, add extension, and there we go. So what will happen is on the side here, you will get Jaxx. It looks closer to the mobile platform. So if you had to use Jaxx on your cell phone, it would be quite similar to the way it looks like as the plugin in terms of Google Chrome, right? While Google Chrome is installing that plugin, let's go and see how the download is going. Right, the download, I believe, is now done. There it is, and you will need to extract it. Yes. Once it has been extracted, you'll just need to double click, and then you will double click on the jaxx.exe to get started. Once you do, it'll launch the software and it'll want to install. Okay, it does ask you if you want to create a new wallet or pair or restore a wallet. Part of this video, I'll also show you how to pair wallets. For example, you may have a Jaxx wallet on your desktop, but you might want to pair it to a wallet on your mobile, and I will do that later in the video. For now, I'm just going to demonstrate the installation of a new wallet. It gives you the option for express or custom. I'm just going to go through this quickly, as this has been done ad nauseum on YouTube. The coins that you want to set up. Right, so mostly it'll be Bitcoin, and then these are the coins that are available, or the cryptocurrencies that are available, and you can see there's quite a considerable list here. And let's just pick a few just for interest. Right, so now let's go to the wallet. It is now setting things up. I've selected 5 or 6 coins, cryptocurrencies, and there we go. Now you're ready. That's how quick it is. The interface is, although people think it's quite confusing, I do not think it's that confusing. On the top here, it's giving you the list of the currencies or the cryptocurrencies which you have selected. It just keeps on scrolling. So you, if you've added other currencies, you will see your list being populated by those other currencies. If you wanted to change it, you can just go to the wallet, and then you could just say add, and so forth. And then when you go back, you'll see they will have now be sitting here. And then as you click on it, it'll give you the status of your wallet for Ethereum, for example, or maybe you've got Dash, and there it will give you the status of that. Now I just want to remove these quickly, and I also want to show you some of the transactions that we're going to be doing. All right. Right, now we have the Jaxx wallet set up. If I say display the private keys, what will happen here is it will then actually show me the public and private keys, and if anybody, well, I'm never going to use this, so I'm just going to show it anyway. If I say display Litecoin keys, for example, now you can see there is the public key and there is the private key. If somebody has this private key, they can literally transact and take over all my Litecoins, of which this, of just so you know, this is just for explanation purposes. I'm not going to be using this Jaxx wallet. And obviously, if I did, it wouldn't be this this one, because now I've just shown you the private key. So that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, how easy it is for people to take over your Bitcoin is that simply just need this private key, and it is almost impossible to generate this private key from the public key. You would need to understand the crypto algorithm that is being used, and a huge amount of computing power would be required to go from that and authenticate using that. All right, so that's what the point of the wallet is. It's actually a platform that authenticates payments made to you, and they'll compare using the algorithm to see if these two are actually linked. And if they are, the payment will be processed. And that is why sharing your private key is a no-no. Do not do what I'm just doing here and showing private keys, right? You can display all your keys. You might want to write them down on paper. Because as you see, when you install the Jaxx, there's no username and password, there's no email address. It's literally installed on your device, and that's all they ask from you. So basically, Jaxx only know my IP address. Okay, moving on. You might want to pair the device. Now, in pairing the device, it'll give you a display code. Again, this is also a privacy issue. Don't share this with other people, as they can pair to your Jaxx wallet, and you don't want that. So here is the pairing QR code. Yeah, you can scan this, or you will use this word string here, and I'll show you how to actually do this. For example, maybe I want to now pair this to a Google Chrome plugin that I've just installed. So here's the Google Chrome plugin. I will accept the terms and conditions. It's setting up, and it says pair or restore wallet. You can see now I'm actually going to be shifting across from this to this. I'm going to pair these. So it'll say enter your backup phrase. And the backup phrase was this whole story here. Okay, I did the hard work and I wrote it out. I think that is probably a security feature, that it doesn't actually allow you to copy. You can't actually copy and paste here. So now I am pairing the desktop version of Jaxx that I installed on a Windows machine to the plugin that is on the Chrome browser. And let's see if it actually accepts it. Right, once you've copied across this secret pairing code, remember, do not show this to anybody, otherwise someone can pair their Jaxx wallet to your Jaxx wallet. All right, I've typed this out manually, and I say next. Thereafter, it asks me the wallet settings. I'm just going to pick the Express and say continue. I'll choose a few of the coins here, and there we go, almost done. Right, just to recap, this is the software on the Windows platform, and this is the plugin on the Google Chrome web browser, right? So it did pair successfully. For example, if I go back to my Bitcoin public key, I can see that the public key is 14NW blah 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 TR. And if you look here, my current Bitcoin address on the paired Jaxx wallet plugin on the Google Chrome is also 14NW TR. So these are now paired devices, which means that anything that takes place here, if I send or receive any Bitcoin, or if I shapeshift, it will also be replicated on this side. So that is how you do the pairing of the Jaxx wallet. So I'm glad that that is now covered. The next step would be to show you how to actually use the Jaxx wallet in terms of making transactions. Right, let's do a transaction using the Jaxx wallet. I would like to receive Bitcoin to the Jaxx wallet, meaning I'd like to get a higher value in my Jaxx wallet. So I'm going to have to transfer from another wallet to the Jaxx wallet. So you may have two wallets on different platforms, for example. And in my case, I do have another platform, and that is called Luno. So Luno is just an online wallet, also giving you an opportunity to buy and sell Bitcoin on their exchange. Now, I would like to send some Bitcoin to my Jaxx wallet. So the first thing I'll need is the Bitcoin address. How do I get that address? Well, it's not a problem. You come to your Jaxx wallet and you look for your public address. Your current Bitcoin address is this one. Remember, I told you earlier, do not share your private keys. It's your public key that you need in order to do transactions. So here is my Bitcoin address. I wish to receive some Bitcoin. I can use this option and say receive and write the amount that I'm expecting to receive. But actually, in my experience, I found that it doesn't really matter, because the amount that is sent is actually what will be stated in the transaction history. So all you really need to do is copy the Bitcoin address of your Jaxx wallet. So in my case, it is 1L blah 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 ZK. So I've copied it now to the clipboard. You in the Jaxx platform, they don't make it very easy to copy and paste. I'm sure that is a security issue. For example, if I right click, it doesn't allow me to right click. You might have to use the Control C. I don't know if it actually works, but you can just use this copy feature right here, which I did. Now I'm going to take this public address, which represents my Jaxx wallet, and place it into my Luno wallet. And now I am ready to transfer some money from my Luno account to my Jaxx account. If you're not familiar with the Luno platform, this is actually the rate of Bitcoin to your local currency. So in my case, it happens to be 55,105 to 1 Bitcoin. So that is not the balance. My balance can be seen in the wallet, and therefore I have only a little bit of Bitcoin here, and that is the amount that is available. So if I want to send someone some Bitcoin, all I need is their Bitcoin address, which I've just copied and pasted, which came from my Jaxx. Right, moving on. So how much, sorry, placed in the wrong place. I need to place it over there. Now, how much am I going to be sending? Do I want to do it in Bitcoin, or I'm going to do it in my local currency? So I'd like to send 1,000. Let's make it more. I'd like to send 1,500. My local currency happens to be Rand, so it's 1,500 Rand. And I'm just going to put here test, and this is 21. You don't need to put the date because it is date stamped, but I'm just putting test 21 September, and this is for YouTube. So I'm now ready to send. There is the person I'm sending to. This is their public address in their wallet. How much am I sending? That is the amount. You could choose a Bitcoin amount or your local currency on the Luno platform, and I'm now going to send it. Right, while it is, they'll ask me for a confirmation, and I'll confirm. Now, the Luno platform requires a two-step confirmation, so they are going to now send me an email. So I will just reply and just accept the email quickly for the transaction to take place. Now I have authorized it. Yes, there it's done. Now I'm ready to authorize. It's just a two-step transaction here. I will authorize and quickly go and see what is happening on the Jaxx. Now the amount that I transferred was 1,500 Rand, which is a fair amount to transfer, so it should be done quite quickly. I have experienced that some transactions take much slower because of the small amount. For example, if you transfer 5 Rand or $5, it might take even hours to transfer, but you can see this one took it was very quick. It's still unconfirmed though, so please note you need to be aware that there is such a thing as unconfirmed and confirmed transactions, and this means that this there is a whole controversy about this unconfirmed and confirmed, and does it open up a door to possible scammers. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I do have a video dealing with that. Right, so the point of this video is to show you the transaction. There we go. I now have $120 here. Remember, it was 20 and it got incremented, so I now have 0.0311 Bitcoin. There is the transaction. The mining fee was shown there. Remember that in order for this transaction to take place, there are CPUs in nodes around the internet which are actually doing the proof of work. They're actually doing the transactions by putting it in the public ledger and performing the hash function. So here I've shown you how you can receive Bitcoin from another source. I transferred it from the Luno platform, and you can now see that my Bitcoin wallet has decremented because I have transferred funds from this to this platform to the Jaxx. So there we go. I transferred 0.027 and there is the Bitcoin send fee 0.000213. Just out of interest, what is the fee on this side? It is 0.00. So there's the mining fee, and I think this is the Luno fee for them to do the transaction. I'm not 100% sure, so you might need to just check that. It's a Bitcoin send fee. Okay, right. So you can have a look at that and see exactly how much in total you were charged to do the transaction. It is a small fee. The fees are higher for some merchants. For example, if you're doing online shopping and things like that, I have found the fees to be a bit higher. Right, moving on. So if you wanted to send someone Bitcoin, same process. You will need their public address. Now, if I wanted to send to my Luno account, I will just require my Luno wallet to give me an address. So in this case, I will say receive. I wish to receive funds from another person. I need to just create a public receive address. There, I've got it. So what I'll do is I'll copy this address. You can just scan the QR code. Now this is the address which Luno has created for me. I can label it and say Jaxx. Right, and then I can put the currency amount, the amount that I wish to receive. But remember, if the person sends you more, it may not just do what you want. If you put here 500 and the person on the other side sends you 5,000, I think what you will get is the 5,000. Just by the way, it's not your choice. So now moving to the Luno, if I want to, to the Jaxx, if I want to send to my Luno account, I'll put my public Bitcoin wallet address, and then I choose the amount. Now in Jaxx, you can choose your local currency. You are able to choose your currency under the tools menu. I did not show that, but here it is, the currency, for example. There you go, Swedish krona, Russian ruble, Polish zloty, and moving on, lira, and in my case it happens to be ZAR. So I will come back here and I will say, right, I can see my Bitcoin in two currencies. I can see it in US dollars or I can see it in ZAR. So there we go. I have my currency now shown in my local currency. So I have my cryptocurrency value shown in my local currency. Just pay attention to the language. You've got a fiat currency, cryptocurrency, which is a digital currency, it's an online currency. Can't really touch it physically. It is online, right? Okay, so here we go, USD. Let's keep it in the USD. Now if I wanted to send to my Luno account, I will paste the public address which I got from Luno, and I will set the amount. Maybe I want to send $50. Then I'll say send, and it will just ask me to confirm, and I'll send it. I'm not going to send this. I think you get the gist of this. I don't want to waste any more time here. And that is how you send and receive Bitcoin using the Jaxx wallet. Right, the last feature I'll demonstrate is the Shapeshift feature, which is quite handy in Jaxx, although it can be quite expensive. Here it is. What does it do? Well, okay, you've got Bitcoin, and now you want to convert or shapeshift into another coin. That means that, say you've got 0.029 Bitcoin and you want to convert that into Dash. Right now I have no Dash, so I want to take all my Bitcoin and shove it into Dash or convert into Dash, which means I can now, instead of going on an exchange, I can do something called Shapeshift, which says choose how much you want to convert. You can select your currency here, as I've explained, and then it asks you how much. Now in the Jaxx wallet there are some limitations. For example, it says here spendable. This is the maximum amount I can actually spend, because they are holding amounts for fees and so forth, and I think some of these transactions have not been confirmed. Okay, this one has now been confirmed, but there is some limitation here. But if I had more Bitcoin, I could then shapeshift more Bitcoin. Now, let me just carry on with the example. If I want to convert $19 into Dash, $19 worth of Bitcoin into Dash, then what I'm going to do is it says Shapeshift Bitcoin into, and this is Ethereum, and I don't want into Ethereum, I want into Dash. There we go. So it then works out what the maximum amount. It also tells me the minimum amount that I can deposit and the maximum amount. Now, you might be wondering why it's different for these different cryptocurrencies. Well, it all comes down to the fees. Each cryptocurrency has a different fee structure, and that's based on the calculations, the loading on the internet, and the algorithms that they use. So if I want to convert $19 from Bitcoin to Dash, I got to select it here. If you don't see it here, remember you can just go and select the currencies that the cryptocurrencies which you have not seen on your list over here, and if you want to put it, you can put here. Remember to press the back button. Now in my case, I said I wanted to shapeshift into Dash, so I say $19 and then I say Bitcoin to Dash, and then I just say Dash, yes, and then I say shift, and that's it. And there will be a fee. The instant fee is quite high, so that's how you can shapeshift. You may also want to shapeshift from Dash to Bitcoin. You could also do that. You could then say, well, I want to shapeshift from Ethereum even to Bitcoin, and so forth. So that's the feature of the shapeshift, allowing you to shift from one cryptocurrency to another using the Jaxx platform instead of going through an exchange personally. All right, so that brings you to the end of this tutorial on Jaxx, and I hope it was informative, and thanks for watching. Cheers.